Last season, we probably overachieved, finishing 3rd place in the Superliga. This season, I'm expecting, hopefully, finishing around 3rd place again, but realistically, 3rd to 6th is kind of the target. Obviously, the summer has been progressing in the background. We have done a lot of transfer business. We have sold another big name. We'll come to them in a minute. We've also kicked off the season, and we're probably about to get knocked out in the Europa Conference League in today's episode. We've got 3 transfers to talk about leaving the club. First of all, Kingsley Madu leaving the club after just 1 season. He wasn't very good, was he? Let's be honest. And somehow, we've managed to get £72,000 for Kingsley Madu. Also the son of our former assistant manager, Rafael van der Vaart, Damien van der Vaart obviously here. He has left, signing for Sonderjuska for actual money, but he's got a really small contract. So £70,000 he's gone for. But he's only got a 6-month deal, which seems a bit stupid that they paid money and we could literally just sign him back if we wanted to. He doesn't want to join us, but we could. And finally, Antonin Lecoq has left the club, signing for Borussia Dortmund, but returning back to the club on loan, similar to the Tin de Beer deal last season with PSG. £4 million and a 50% sell-on for Lecoq. That has certainly helped us out financially, and we've invested some of that money. Not a lot, it's a very small amount to be honest. It's £46,000 on Mamadou Gueye, signed from a Senegalese side, Dakar Sacré-Cœur, could be what they're called, and he doesn't even have a work permit and he's going out on loan to MacArthur. I brought him in because I wanted to get a replacement or a couple of replacements in for strikers because we literally have 2. We have Lecoq and we have Meyer, and that's pretty much it. So we needed to bolster our striking options. Gueye, I think there's some potential there. My scout said he looks pretty good, so we've paid a bit of money for him. But yeah, he's not getting paid enough money weekly, basically, to get a work permit. He's going to spend a season out on loan in Australia, by the looks of it. Joining the club as well alongside Gueye is Miguel Carniero, who I'm not quite sure what position he is. I'm thinking a striker. Signed on a free transfer from Estrella Vendas Novas. Probably not how it's pronounced at all, but he came up on, I think it was even deadline day. It may have been one of the scout reports or something like that, and I looked at him and went, he looks pretty good, so we brought him in. The first of 2 left-backs to also join the club, replacing Kingsley Madu, is Hugo Vogel, a 22-year-old French left-back, formerly of Basel and apparently Lyon. Never actually played for either of the first teams, but I don't think he's terrible. He's not great, let's be honest. He's probably worse than Kingsley Madu when it comes to attributes-wise, but I think Vogel's probably got a bit of potential there. He's only 22. We've also gone Brazilian for our second left-back. It is Reginaldo, formerly of Corinthians and a few other teams in Brazil. Again, on a free transfer. We could have got him 6 months ago. Didn't know. Didn't really bother looking for a left-back. Reginaldo has joined, 25 years old. I think he's just turned 25. I think he's probably better than Vogel, but they're probably going to be switching duties throughout the season. And the final player to join at the moment, we are still in the summer transfer window, so there will likely be more signings, is Yakuba Barry, a 28-year-old Guinean striker, never played outside of Guinea. He's coming on a free transfer, and I think he looks good, right? There's certainly some very good stats there for the positions that we need to play. Mentally, he looks pretty decent as well. You can also see on the right-hand side a whole bunch of other players leaving on loans and free transfers. Nobody really of importance. We've mentioned basically anyone who's brought in money, but transfers aren't done just yet. Because somehow we've managed to convince PSG to loan us Tin de Beer for another season, and we're still not paying any of his wages. I think we may have somehow sold him for £550,000 with a sell-on, and we're just going to keep loaning him. How long's left of his contract? He's got a big contract left. He's got a very big contract left. But we're just going to keep hold of Tin de Beer as long as we possibly can. And then it doesn't matter that we sold him to PSG. We've also got 3 other players who will be joining the club at some point. 2 centre-backs and a young Iraqi striker who's going to be joining in January. And I'm excited because he looks good. Does he not? He looks like there could be something there. He's only 17. I went through countless international teams and so on to find players. Yusuf was in the Iraqi under-21s or under-23s or something like that. And I went, yeah, there's something there. He's not cost a lot. It's about £4,000. I think he could be good. He might be awful. We've also got Thomas Galdamez and Valentin Ozoronwafa, could be his name. We're going to see those in a moment, hopefully, once they sign contracts. And before we talk about the fixtures and results, this is the current state of our finances. We have £6.6 million in the bank thanks to the Antonin Lecoq deal. We're not spending it. I'm going to try and not spend the money. We've increased our wage budget quite considerably. In fact, we probably need to bump. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. We've got no transfer budget, but we do have potentially £10,000 per week to spend in our wage budget. So there might be some more transfers. And so far, this is how the season has started. We've played a lot of football, and I think that is the reason why our August has been pretty garbage. We started off very well, a hat-trick from Lecoq against Vela. We then beat CSKA Sofia and a 3-3 draw as well. We beat FC Midtjylland 2-0 as well, which was a very good performance. And then it all came crumbling down. AAB, a defeat. We lost to Shukpi, might be their name, in the away leg, but we then did beat them 3-1 in the home leg. We drew with Silkeborg. We got battered by Copenhagen. We've just lost against Sevilla as well. We're going to play Horsens and Randers in this episode. We're not going to play the Sevilla game on camera because I feel like we're going to get battered. So for the AC Horsens game then, we are sticking with our 4-2-4. It's going to be Ojo, Mortensen, De Beer, Ollie Semmer and Reginaldo in the defence. Tonino and Larsen in midfield. Pete and Patricola on the wings. Meyer and Montano this time leading the lines. You might be wondering, why is Montano leading the lines? If I scroll down, we've got injuries, okay? Barry's injured, Lecoq's injured, Marcondes is injured. I'm desperately trying to sell him because I don't want him to play because I think he's probably one of our worst footballers at the moment. We've also got Strunk and Van den Heuvel also out injured. Because we've been playing a lot of football in the first 2 months of the season, we are struggling fitness-wise, we are struggling performance-wise, and I'm hoping once we get knocked out of Europe, because that, let's be honest, we're not going to beat Sevilla, it should sort of fix itself. Good news as well was I've picked a team who have not won a game in their last 5 matches. So we might be in for an interesting performance from either side. We've only won one of our last 5 matches as well. So this is a game that could go either way. We are on paper the better side. When it comes to pre-season predictions, they expect us to finish, I think it was like 8th or 9th place. We are the best of the worst group in terms of league, if that makes sense. So we should be good enough to win some of these games, in particular against the bottom sides. We should be winning all of them. First chance is possibly going Horsens' way though. Mayer's intercepted it. Now Montano playing as a striker. Pete doesn't manage to get there. Pete is not very good so far this season. He's causing me some issues. Big lump upfield. Reginaldo is going to go for it. No, he's not. Ojo's going to collect instead in goal. Ojo, I was looking at replacing. Couldn't really find anybody to replace him, so he's keeping his number 1 jersey for a season, maybe another season after this, because goalkeepers are difficult to find. Horsens crossed the ball in. Mortensen flicks the head clear for us. Is it going to come back in though? Masundo, not quite intercepted. It's back to Masunda, and he's managed to curl it into the bottom corner. We're getting VAR for some reason. I don't think he was offside. I think he was miles onside. The goal has stood. And we are 1-0 down to AC Horsens, a team who have just been promoted to this league. This is not a good start. Free kick for Horsens deep in their own half. 30 minutes on the clock. Kilarich takes it. Straight over, finds Masunda. He's going to go for a run through the centre circle. We're going to put some pressure on him. Gave through ball. Jensen is in. Jensen should have made it too. Olisema can clear the ball. So far, Horsens are looking so much better than us. Performance-wise, our strikers are doing nothing. Mortensen's ball towards nobody. I don't know what that was. That was between Pete and Meyer, and neither of them had any chance in getting the ball there, did they? It's fallen for Guy. He's going to play the ball on the ground. Ollie Selmer steals it. That's good. Now Tonino, the Brazilian, can go for a run. A little bit of South American flair, maybe. Tonino in the middle to Larsen. Ball forward to Matteo Meyer. Can't quite get there. It's headed back to Ljungdahl in goal for Horsens. Is anything going to happen in this highlight? I'm hoping. I don't want anything to happen because now Horsens have the ball in a very good position and it is 2-0. It's 2-0 to Horsens. We're getting more VAR. It's going to count. Well, I don't do this too often, but we might be having a water bottle being thrown because that has been just absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Angered, furious, look stressed, lose confidence. I've annoyed a lot of people here, haven't I? Right, let's try and fix some people. I don't know what to say to fix them. I'm not happy. That kind of worked. Right, we're going to give them a chance in the second half to turn this thing around. But so far, literally nobody on the pitch deserves to be on there for us. Larsen's on a 6-6. He's our best performer. So it is Horsens with the ball, though, 2 minutes into the second half. If they get a third, it's game over. Ollie Semmer back to Ojo. Tin De Beer. Seen nothing of De Beer all match so far. Larson, ball forward to Matteo Meyer. He's been tackled. And now Horsens once again can come forward with the ball. I'm wondering whether it's their formation. Because they're playing that 7 defensive, defender formation. And we are just struggling to break it down. They've just hit the bar. And Ojo just went, yeah, that's fine. That's not going to go in. This is something else that I've been doing when we're struggling. And we've got a Route 1 tactic that we play, potentially sometimes against some of the bigger teams. I think we even played it against Midtjylland, and it did all right. I think we got a draw. It was against somebody anyway. So we might go for this. Montano's going to move up to the winger position. Patricola's going to come off for Collins. I think Collins should be able to do a job in that position there. Pete's going to come off for Seka. What else do we want to do? I mean, we could literally sub everybody off here, and it would be completely justified. Angelini's going to come on as well as a right back. Do we do Naldinho for Reginaldo? Naldinho's not good as a left back, by the way, but Reginaldo's also not playing very well. We're going to do all of those changes. I don't know how many subs we can do now. Is that all of them? We've got one left to do. I can't believe we are playing Route 1 football against a team who have just been promoted to this league. Mounir Seka has the ball in the penalty area. Matteo Meyer has 3 chances there, and every single one of them was blocked by the defence. They didn't even counter shots, and Mayer's dropped down to a 6.1. So we can't score goals. Defensively, we are shocking as well. This is going to be a tough season. You watch when we play Sevilla in a minute and we win 3-0 and get through to the Europa Conference League. We've got no strikers. Absolutely no strikers. We'll do Seka, can go up front. Why are you saying Oscar Block? He can't play as a right winger. We're going to do Carniero, can come on for Meyer. He's definitely having a poor game. Meyer, you're going to get a fine for that one, lad. Corner for Horsens with 5 minutes left to play. Seka's going to get there first. Goes for a run down the left-hand side. We've got nobody up there. Larson holds up the play for us. Loses out to Cruz. And now Horsens can come forward and probably make it 3. Get the ball clear, Collins. Montano collects it. He's gone for a big lump towards Seka. He's not going to get there either. Traore's going to go for a run off to the right-hand side for Horsens into the final 5. And it is 3-0 to AC Horsens. This is just absolutely appalling. Final couple of minutes, I say minutes, couple of seconds of the game. The ball into the boxes towards nobody whatsoever. This formation, we struggle against. We definitely struggle against this formation. That's what I'm going with, because Horsens are not better than us. On paper, they are not a better team than us, but we just cannot break them down whatsoever. Don't be 4. He's hit it wide. It should have been 4. Full-time whistle was about to go as Ojo kicks the ball. Eventually, maybe, one day. There we go. He's kicked it. The full-time whistle goes. A 3-0 defeat. We had 3 chances. We should have scored 1. We should have scored 1 of those chances. That, do we throw a water bottle? Another one? You don't deserve a rest. You're coming to training. The last 5 games, Matteo Meyer is on a 6.34 average rating. Discipline for poor performance. You're going to lose 2 weeks' wages because you missed some golden opportunities. Pete, discipline for poor performance because you missed some golden opportunities. I mean, I feel like, look at these average ratings. The best players are Lecoq and Barry, and they're both injured. That's the worry. That is the struggle that we've got at the moment. Right, we are the other side of the Sevilla game, and we did lose the match, but we did score a goal. Carniero was the man to score the goal, but it was late on. We were already effectively 4-0 down at that point, so it doesn't really make too much difference. We've been knocked out of Europe at the last stage, I think, or maybe there's one more match after that. But we have picked up some money, which we're probably not going to see a huge amount of, are we? It's probably pushed us, £7.5 million now in the bank. Do we want to try and spend some of that? Can I ask for more money for physios and things? Because that's certainly an issue. Right then, before we play the Randers game and then finally close out the summer transfer window, we've brought in 2 new players. One of them you already know. Thomas Galdames has joined on a permanent deal. He's not really played a huge amount of football, but we brought him in for depth. Because we lost Darlan from his loan expiring, because Tin De Beer isn't technically our player, I felt like we needed to bring in some more central defenders. Galdames, I think, is pretty good, right? He should be able to give us enough sort of backup when we have injuries and fitness concerns, so I'm happy with that. The other player to join, they have joined on loan from Oostende, is Anderson Nyangbo. Now, I know Anderson Nyangbo from a while ago in Football Manager. I don't know from in real life, from his days in Liefering, and even AFAD Jekanu, in fact, because he is Frank Dogbowl. Dogbowl Frank Anderson Nyangbo. He used to be called Frank Dogbowl on the older Football Manager games. He's now called Anderson Nyangbo. So I'm going to call him Dogbowl. I'm sorry, it's going to happen. But we brought him in on loan until the end of the season. He's costing us too much money. But versatility on the wings and a striker. I kind of got excited when I saw his name was available, if I'm honest. So then for the Randers game, we're going for the 4-2-4 once again. Against Sevilla, we did play the route 1. And it kind of worked. It was only a 2-1 defeat. We are going to go for Ojo, Mortensen, De Beer, Galdamez and Vogel in defence. Strunk, Antonino, Seca and Patricola, Nyangbo and Lecoq. We need to keep an eye on players like Tin, who shouldn't really be playing a full match. Strunk should only play 60 minutes. Lecoq should only play 75 minutes. But having Lecoq back is helpful. I've also managed to annoy Mateo Meyer because I fined him and he wasn't too happy with it. He was awful. You watched it. He was awful. 4 defeats in a row. Admittedly, 2 of them were against Sevilla and 1 of them was against Copenhagen. But 4 defeats in a row is not a good sign. And 4 wins in a row and then 1 defeat for Randers shows me that Randers are good and maybe we're not. Straight away from kickoff, we have a highlight and the 2 new signings passing. Nyangbo with the ball. Because it says Nyangbo there, I'm probably going to call him Nyangbo. Tin De Beer, long ball. I say long ball, wasn't long ball. It was a nice simple pass, wasn't it? Galdamez with the ball, lumps it upfield towards Patricola. The Canadian does eventually get the ball. On the left-hand side, has to go backwards. Galdamez to Tonino. So far, it's looking bright, but it is the very first highlight of the game, and literally anything can happen. And we often get caught on the break, don't we? It's Svensson down the line. In the middle was De Beer, though, to steal it for us. That's good. Seca to Nyangbo. Back to Tonino. Patricola, we need a run. It's a ball forward. Antonin Lecoq collects it. He's got Nyangbo in the middle. In fact, Antonin Lecoq does not need anyone else to play alongside him. It is 1-0, just over a minute on the clock. And that is a ridiculous finish. Free kick for Randers. Prip crosses in. It's off the post. I think it was the post. It's gone wide. It doesn't matter. Patricola goes for a run for us. Loses out, though, to Berge Johansson. Patricola is a small boy, unless Berge Johansson's a big boy. It could be a combination of the two, let's be honest. It's Graves off towards Svensson on the left-hand side. It's a very good pass, and the fullback can rush forward down the line. Valleys crosses, and it is Diamande heads just over the bar. So far, we've had 1 shot on target and scored it. Randers have had 2 and haven't scored either of them. Now 3. In fact, none of them have been on target. As boring as it would make this episode, I would be happy with a 1-0 and no more highlights. That would be good for me. Well, it stayed that way until half-time. No more highlights other than, nothing. Literally nothing from about the 30th minute. Right, I've told the team to not get complacent. We are going to do Tin De Beer coming off for Oscar Block because De Beer is looking very tired. So that is it's an issue. It is certainly an issue. Our fitness concerns, I think, are causing a lot of our problems. Even Mortensen as well is very unfit at the moment. We need to look at taking Strunk off. Lecoq as well probably needs to come off because he shouldn't play any more than 75 minutes. So we're probably going to see Meyer. I think we've got the options to come in. They've just equalised. Stephen Aday's equalised in the 55th minute. It's 1-1. Anyway, like I was trying to say, we've got the options on the subs bench to replace players like your Lecoqs and your Strunks. But I'd rather not, because those are the better players. Galdamez is on a 6-3 on his debut. Not ideal. Right, let's do some changes. It is going to be Strunk coming off. He's looking motivated. We're going to do Collins. We're going to do Lecoq coming off for Meyer. I don't want to do that, but I feel like we should. We're going to do Angelini coming on for Mortensen, despite the fact we brought off our 2 best players because of fitness concerns. That's the frustrating thing with this team at the moment. Second half, Randers have turned up, haven't they? 9 shots now, 2 on target, obviously 1 goal to their name. As long as, a 1-1 draw is not good. It's not a good result, is it? But it's better than a defeat. And there's still time for Randers to score themselves another goal. Mornir, Seca collects it. We've seen nothing of Seca all match so far. Plays it forward to Meyer. Collins collects it. Picks up a yellow card as well. Collins' ball towards Dogbowl. Nyangbo tries to cross it. It's fallen for Seca. It's fallen for Mateo Meyer. And we may have just nicked 3 points. Oh my word. That was an absolute shambolic highlight, wasn't it? That was just a shambles of defence and attack, all rolled into one, and we've somehow managed to take the lead, and it was Mateo Meyer, the man, to get the goal. Nyangbo goes up to 7.4 as well off of that. Angelini to Seca. Can he get the cross in? Seca once again. Galdamez is there. Meyer is there. Straight into the hands of the keeper. We've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds to try and hold on to this lead. Angelini to Collins. Seca collects it. Angelini carried on his run and just left a massive gap. And now Randers possibly can get themselves an equaliser. Instead, it goes just wide of Ojo's post right. It's a time-wasting sub, but we're going to do it. I think we're going to do Seca off. Pete is going to come on for the last couple of minutes. And all that is to do is to waste some time. Angelini's throw. We got 40 seconds. I should probably not be playing positive. I should probably be playing to time waste and all that jazz. Can I even do that from here? Time waste. All the time. Do it frequently, as often as possible, with high tempo. That's not really logical, is it? It's Graves with the ball. 20 seconds. I'm worried that they're going to score an equaliser. I can sense it. Collins intercepts for us. That is good. Plays on the ground to Pete. In towards the penalty area. He's been tripped by Graves. It's not a penalty. Graves has cleared the ball. And now Randers can possibly counter. Oscar Block is there to steal it. Angelini back to Ojo. We are over the 94. Referee, blow the damn whistle. Tonino. Towards the left-hand side, it's Vogel. We've not seen him all game either, have we? Vogel to Patricola. Vogel's carrying on his run. Referee, what are you doing? I don't think he knows how to tell the time. He does know how to tell the time. The full-time whistle goes. And that was lucky. That was horrendously lucky. There was 2 shots, maybe 3 shots in that little weird spike there. And we have somehow managed to steal the 3 points off Randers. They will feel very hard done by. I don't care, because that's a massive 3 points. And hopefully that's a confidence builder. So obviously early days, but 8th place in the table. If we finish there, it's not great, but it will do. I'll take an 8th place finish. Once we get into the championship or the relegation groups, if we're in the relegation group, I will back us to win most of those games. So I'm not too concerned, as long as we're not awful. That's the main problem. If we're awful throughout the rest of the season, like we were against Horsens, then we're in for a big, big and tough season, I think. Let's go forward to transfer deadline day. In fact, the other side of transfer deadline day, I'm probably not going to buy anybody new, apart from the one player that we know of, and I can't remember his name, or pronounce his name, actually. That's what I can't do. Valentine Ozoronwafar is our only signing of the deadline day. He's come in. I mentioned him earlier. He was the guy that I couldn't pronounce his name. He's a centre-back. He's another Nigerian. Why do we keep buying Nigerians? Not that that's a bad thing. It just seems a bit odd. He has spent time in Belgium, Turkey, Spain, and a little bit of France as well, signing initially from Enyimba in Nigeria, which, by the way, if you want to get decent Nigerian youngsters, go there. They normally have lots. We also did complete the loan deal for Mamadou Gay, going on loan to MacArthur FC in Australia. I don't know when their season is. Do they even have a season? I mean, we clearly don't have the league on. I don't know when they're going to play games. Also, his manager's Dwight York. Is that real? That might be real. So that's going to do it for this one. It's not been the best start, but we did win a match on camera. We're out of Europe. Hopefully this mess of August is now behind us, and we don't have to worry about that. Next time around, we're going to go somewhere somewhere. We're not playing Horsens again, I'll tell you that one. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and all that fun, fancy YouTubey bobbins, and I will be back next time.